cross-examination.
Fun
It's
time.
the funnest part of the trial.
Why is that?
You get to ask the witness questions,
All right.
close-ended questions.
And what's the difference between a closed-ended
question is, you don't want to ask why, what. No, you go like, so last night you were at the bar, right? Yes. You were with right? You guys were drinking. You were drinking that. So it's like close-ended questions. My main thing that I learned what a close-ended and an open-ended question was is the close-ended questions end with a period. Always. Always.
Yeah.
If you think about a close-ended, it ends with a period, not with a question.
It's a statement, not a question.
Yes.
Right. But it's just a statement you have to respond to.
Exactly. Well, they have to respond.
Yeah, they have to respond to.
But in real life, like you're like, what the hell are you doing to me? I'm not gonna fucking answer this shit. In the courtroom, if you end with a period instead of a question mark, it's a close-ended question.
So let me ask you something, right? A lot of theory with lawyers out there is like, on cross-examination, you shouldn't ask a question you don't know the answer to. Do you believe that is accurate, or like, is that something you learn that you can get away from the more experienced you become?
I think it depends.
Yeah.
I think it depends.
Depend on what, like the witness, or
it depends on the witness, and like.
It's a risk-reward situation, right?
Yeah.
You're risking
It
risking
is,
a lot.
Well, actually, if the question, I think I would agree with that, because if the question doesn't really hurt you, but it's just like a normal question that you could gain a law from, like if you start cross-examining a witness with a blank sheet of paper, we know people who do that. You know, plenty of attorneys do that.
Yeah.
I've done it before, and the guy, the witness gave me gold. But no matter what he said, it wasn't going to hurt me. So I think you're right. I think in a way you shouldn't ask a question that could hurt you in the trial.
Yes.
And when you say, basically,
That could
I hear what
undermine
you're
your
saying,
defense.
but I know that,
that
a
could
lot of
undermine
my
your defense.
a lot of my training is allowing me to understand what you're saying. So just to break it down a little bit more,
In lay terms.
basically in more layman's terms, it's this idea that you're not a prosecutor, right? You shouldn't be making this witness's story against your client sound any better than it already sounds. It's de facto, don't ask a question that their answer is going to hurt your client.
Yes.
Right? Is that?
Yes, that's what in reality you're saying. Like I think that as defense attorneys in general, we tend to want to hear. As lawyers in general, we tend to want to hear us speak because we think we're the smartest fucking people in the room. So we want to talk. We want to talk. We want to talk. We want to ask questions. You want to ask questions. You ask me questions all the time. You want to ask questions. You do. You like to hear yourself speak. That's what we became attorneys. We think.
Is that what it is?
Hey, you read my blog post. I said all the stuff you just said, but
That's why I'm
Nobody
saying it,
will
'cause
read
I
my
read it.
blog.
I read it. No, but I do think in a way. Do you know when you're a good attorney, when you get something and you're like, I'm gonna leave it alone because they're giving me enough and I don't have to.
And the reason why you're realizing that in that moment, saying less is saying more.
Yeah, less is more,
Less is
as
more.
the saying says. So, bro has something to say.
Yeah, no, because I'm incorporating everything you're saying too. But I'm saying, like, when you ask a question you don't know the answer to, sometimes it's gold. But like sometimes you think you know the answer because it's based on your investigation, based on your conversation with the client, based on a bunch of things. But then you ask the witness something that only the witness and maybe your client would know. And the witness just goes there and lies. And the only way you can rebut that is to put your client on the stand. But then it's like Eugene's example. If we put that kid on the stand, what's he gonna say? I did the bed.
Yeah.
So like it's like now you ask the mom, did you see him do the bed? And now she's in front of the judge, in front of the jurors, and she's judging herself. I'm a good mom. I would have checked or something. She was like, she might say something crazy that I went and checked, like after he did it, and as soon as he left, I checked the room and the bed was unmade. Like sometimes people say stuff that didn't happen because the jurors are there, the judges are there. So it's like, and the only way, and again, you put your client on, I did it. And that's not true, mommy wasn't there. And she was downstairs, and like, you're not gonna believe the child. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, because I think there's a disconnect, right? There's this idea that the truth it's not. Sometimes the truth isn't convincing.
Yes.
Sometimes the
that's
truth,
right?
yeah,
The truth-
yeah.
sometimes
it's not good enough. It's
So
just
it's
But
not
you
good
also have to
enough
think about, like, what
because
the-
you're leaving so much out. Like you at that point can't explain how. Well, if you did the fucking bed, why the fuck wasn't it done?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like if you did the bed, why? Because at that point, then what is the alternative? I'm a fucking crazy ass mother who's fucking lying about my kid making the bed. That's fucking crazy. No one believes that shit.
Yeah.
Right now, if you're smart and you know there's a dog in the house, you might sit there and go, "Yo, mommy, maybe the fucking was Bucky, the fucking like whatever fucking dog name is. Like that fucking fucked the bed up."
Although that's not the last time you blamed the dog, for something. So
Hey, the homework. No,
I'm just saying, but it's like
His name is Bucky.
I don't know. It's like, I put myself in a hole in that exact
No, what
moment.
you talking about?
They clearly don't have dogs in the Bronx.
But that's why.
Hey man, I watched
So they
my
got-
dog try to maul a person once.
I
So
got wolves up there. You ain't got no dogs.
Yo, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, it just depends. It depends.